Great. Welcome, everybody, in the next series of X3Connect webinars by X3 Consulting. I'm Jeremy Cook. I think most of you know me already from my account management role here at X3 Consulting. And today we have Phocas joining us and giving us their solution on offer for you. And we are very happy today to have two experts on Phocas. Two's better than one always. We've got Rory and Daniel who are going to take us through the solution for us. And if you have any questions, feel free to launch them into the chat box, and we'll catch up at the end and cover anything we can within our 30 minutes. And we are quite tight on our 30 minutes today, but I'm sure we'll get to a good ending. Thank you very much. And over to you, Rory.
I'm going to pick this one up, Jeremy. Thank you very much. I do appreciate 30 minutes is a very tight time scale. So if you need to slow it down as you're rewatching this, feel free to do so. I'm probably going to talk rather quick. So what we're looking to do here at Phocas, we want to make sure that people feel good about the data, and that's everyone across your organization, regardless of what business unit they're operating in. And we've got now over 2,800 customers globally using our solutions, of which there are over 200 Sage companies on various implementations of Sage, be it X3, Intacct, or whatever else there might be. We can bring the data in, and we're not just limited to Sage here. So if your organization is operating on other systems or has data in other systems of truth and wishes to bring them together for a holistic view, that's where Phocas can come in and really add a lot of value. And that just shows on our data source system here. So today we're going to be talking about business intelligence, our historic analytics product, which has been in the market now for over 24, 25 years. We also have a financial statements module, which allows you to quickly and easily create a P&L, cash flow, or balance sheet. And then the one that's resonating particularly well in the Sage industry at the moment is our budgets and forecast, because it allows more flexibility through not only the ability to remove the risks and the inherent problems that you have from using Excel, but it allows better and easier sharing across the organization. And you can do things in it like three-way budget and forecasting or multiple iterations of the same budget without impacting any of the data that's in X3. We also have a rebates module. We don't often cover that off because in 30 minutes, there's just not enough time. But if you do have complex rebates being received or paying out, that's something we can help you manage as well. And the big thing that Phocas comes in around being able to add value is the combination of the business intelligence and our financial planning tools for that holistic view of not only the operational insights, but also the financial insights. So for example, how often are you monitoring for your declining sales and therefore the quantity of resources you need within your sales team? Or are the opportunities increasing and therefore you need to ramp up in certain departments? Or perhaps you need to find some funds available to add additional stock on shelves to ensure that you can meet the needs, the expectations and demands of your customers over the course of the next few years. So we cover different areas. We can cover sales, purchasing, inventory, product, HR and finance. And it's that single platform, that simple solution, which enables everyone across the organization to have really quick and easy insight into what's going on. And again, smarter business decisions. So with Phocas being a platform, you can adopt one or a multiple of the products and solutions that we have on offer. So when you speak to Jeremy about the problems that you're currently facing, and you're looking to identify exactly how to address that, Jeremy will speak to one of our account executives and we'll normally find the easiest solution, the simplest way of being able to make your life easier and get you access to that information you're looking for. But you probably find that over the course of the next 6 to 12 months, other departments are looking at the solutions that you're using and identifying how Phocas could be used in their areas. And what that then enables you to do is expand the proposition quickly and easily. So instead of having a contract with, let's say, Power BI and a contract with Profix and whoever else, you can have that simple one point of contact, that one platform, that one invoice, which just makes it really easy and cost effective to then get that return on investment that you're looking for. And how do we do it? Well, it's all about the quality of data. So we want to make sure first and foremost that your data is in a good position. And that's where working with the experts like X3 Consulting can ensure that you're in a really good place within your X3 implementation to then get the insight that you need. So we go through a process of sorting that data into various different tranches, identifying exactly what your requirements are, and then arranging it in nice, quick and easy reports and systems where we can delve down into it. It's then presented visually. There's a lot of people out there who prefer the visualizations of dashboards. It gives them quick and easy access to the information, but you can still then dive down into the underlying grid, and that's where Phocas really has the power. So within that grid, people can analyze the information more freely, click through and go down to that transaction level to be able to identify exactly what's causing that root problem. And then we like to explain everything with a story. So it makes it really simple and easy to create things like board reports, end of year reporting, month-end reporting, whatever else it might be. But if you can present that to the team, you can then explain what the outcome is going to be, which will enable you as a business to take advantage of opportunities and mitigate risks that you've identified much quicker than you would do without this foresight and this insight. So there's a couple of common challenges that we come across where people are using Sage, and Sage is an excellent system regardless of which one you're on, but there's always going to be something where there's a potential we can add value. So whether it's the poor visibility of your business data, and we know that within X3 that's a common sort of complaint that people have, the fact that you're relying on data and spreadsheets. Now, we know the finance department loves spreadsheets, and we don't want to take that away from them, but we want to give them the same functionality to be able to write their own calculations, delve into the underlying information, but without the inherent risk that Excel has. So that's where Phocas comes in, and you'll see that within our sort of financial statements demo. If we go into the great depths of it, might be best to have your own demo to be able to cover that off in full. But it just gives people the same comfort, the same flexibility without having the inherent risks. And then, of course, the fact that static reporting, we can be a bit more dynamic, and we can have access to limited information to certain gatekeepers. So not everyone needs to see everything that's going on within the organization, and you can limit that to certain teams, departments, individuals as you wish to do so. And this is what we're looking to do. So there's a traditional financial reporting process which can be very time consuming. You've got the ERP and accounting system with the bookkeeper constantly going in and out, delving into the information, sharing it with the financial controller who disseminates it across the board. And what we're looking to move to is a more rounded approach. So where Phocas sits at the heart of it and everyone can contribute. It's dynamic versus static and collaborative. And with all of those integrated drivers that we have pulling through, we can ensure that if we were to change or model a change within our budget and forecasting function around headcounts, that'll show that an impact on the various other areas within the organization that would be impacted by it. So it could be benefit costs, it could be OPEX as an entirety, it could be those salary costs or whatever else it might be. And then equally, how does that impact on your sales, revenue generating activity, and ensuring that your business is going to continue to be profitable. And this approach is something that we're seeing now with a vast number of our customers that are using our solution. And here's a perfect example of those customers that are using it. So there was a very quick slide there that just flashed up, but that one just showed some of the names you may be familiar with that are using either Sage Analytics or Phocas BI or Phocas Financial Statements and Budget and Forecasting. And a lot of them will be more than happy to provide a reference if you wish to have a chat with them about how they're finding the solution and the return on investment that they're achieving. Sorry, Rory. Thank you. On to the next slide, please. And I think we might be able to sort of jump through on a few of these. Phocas Analytics. I'm not going to go through the great detail on this one, so we'll move to the next because I'm really keen to give Rory the opportunity to show the solution in his demonstration. So we'll just flash these ones up. Next one, please, Rory. And the next one. Fantastic. Before I hand over to Rory, there was one there about AI. AI is obviously a big buzzword. A lot of people talking about it now, and a lot of people trying to understand how it can benefit their business. Have a chat with us about that, because our AI tool enables you to be able to create reports, dashboards, find information out quickly and easy using native language. But also it provides a lovely breadcrumb trail that shows you exactly what it's done to be able to go and find that information. So it gives you the confidence in the results that it's being provided with. And that's something we're continuing to work on. Some people prefer to click through and look at the data. They can do that. Other people will find AI incredibly beneficial. Thank you, Rory.
Yeah, thank you very much, Daniel. And I will put some emphasis, especially onto the AI tool. We had a really good meeting yesterday internally regarding kind of how Phocas is going to take that next step with AI, and I'm really excited to show you that today. There's a couple of different options we're going to kind of cover because there's so many different people, which you might have seen from the slides. Appreciate you might want to slow it down and revisit them. Happy to share the deck with everyone afterwards as well. Because there's different use cases for different departments, different teams, and how they might interact with tools like Phocas and how they can use Phocas as their business intelligence FP&A tool. As we've kind of already touched on and Daniel mentioned, there are various modules within Phocas. So here on the left hand side, you'll see them dotted here. I'm going to start off with analytics and then I'll move into financial statements. But yeah, please feel free to reach out if you want to take that deeper dive into that budget and forecasting tool or rebates, because as Daniel rightly mentioned, it's becoming more and more prominent, especially for our Sage customers here. Also worth noting, with Phocas, we've worked with over through that kind of deck there, over 200 customers. So we've kind of already got the integrations already built. So I'll kind of give an insight as well into that project implementation, just to kind of give you that peace of mind, understanding these doesn't need to be a huge kind of project internally. It doesn't need to be quite a long-winded task, or just to be able to access more business insights for yourselves and help you make kind of greater decisions. I mean, just to give you an idea, when I'm speaking to a lot of customers here at Phocas, there's usually 4 themes that pop up over and over again, especially with the analytical piece. The first one usually being they want to be able to understand and improve the business at all different types of levels, whether that be by different branches, different cost centers, various divisions, by sales, products, customers. So you've got all of that avenue, and that can be used by the sales teams directly. It could be marketing, procurement, so there's whole different kind of pieces here to kind of elaborate on collaboration too, from the intern to the CEO, meaning anyone can actually use the data for what they need it to be. But moving into the kind of the second typical theme is about the risk. You need a solution that's going to be low risk. And what I mean by that, it's something that's going to work. You're not going to run into roadblocks getting things implemented when you're going live. So that way it'll always meet your needs, because kind of traditional BI projects can either be really kind of cost consuming or with outsourced, there's that kind of time factor, those type of caveats, so to say. The third thing kind of spins off of that, and that's kind of down to the self-service. Not everyone's going to be Excel adverse. Not everyone's going to be comfortable logging into certain softwares, or they might not even have the access to, because for IT or security sakes, you might not want to give everyone that kind of angle, that kind of viewpoint. So you need to be able to get something on the fly without having to wait for someone else to build it, or rely on other kind of time cost effective solutions. So the last part as well is something that's going to last. You want something, as kind of Daniel's touched on there, and as I say, I'll bring this into our conversation regarding AI, something that's going to be moving with the times, keeping up with the trends, to kind of give you that insight to what reports you're looking to do. So what the dashboard you're seeing on my screen right now is a whole kind of 30,000 foot view of the business, if you like. So I'm able to see everything here from my company. So for this example, I've got different territories here. I've got Australia, the US, and the UK. But I can also segment my different customer types. I can also see where my products are stocked, if I have them in different warehouses, whether that be internationally or not. So I've got that avenue. But the most important thing to kind of note here is this can be fully customized and tailored, because one of the kind of beauties of Phocas is you have unlimited dashboards and people can easily view what they need to see. So the sales team can look at different stuff. I'm looking at this from a sales manager perspective, so I can see kind of different key KPIs, kind of what's kind of performing, what isn't, where we're at the minute, what's kind of our overlining budgets, our totals. I can even come down, get more of an insight into how we're performing. I've got it set to monthly, but it's also key to note some people like to do it daily. Some people like to do it quarterly. You've got that option. It's all kind of customized and tailored to your business needs, because it isn't essentially a one size fits all. We appreciate every business is very different. So we want to kind of give you that customization piece there. Just moving down, just want to showcase some more widgets here. So a really kind of common one a lot of people like to use here in Phocas is being able to identify these different trends, doing that year-on-year comparison, how they're performing to budget. If you have sales teams, a really key feature here, you're able to kind of track performances. You can again do that year-on-year comparison. But why this is also really important is not just trying to find the people who are succeeding and who's failing. It also might allow you to kind of spot different opportunities. Maybe there was kind of customers who would typically be repeat. Maybe they haven't engaged with them. So it kind of gives them that initiative to go out and make that step to start getting that quick ROI, which also leads into the customer performance tab. And probably one of my favorite features here, I see a lot of customers using Phocas, especially appreciate the ability to see declining customers. Because it's very easy for all of us to see when a customer's stopped buying. But what we're trying to create here is definitely a more proactive approach. So be able to identify those trends as to when they could become a lost customer. So we can take those initial steps to kind of get them back onto the right path. So again, it's just helping you spot these new opportunities, being able to generate that ROI as you need to. But that's from a sales perspective. Another avenues here, down here is really key for other departments, such as that procurement piece and marketing as well, because what this allows you to do is you can see what's performing, kind of what your top products are. But importantly as well, do you need to move stuff off the shelves? You know, you want to make room for new products. So here I can easily see I've got 447 of this product. Do I need to incentivize like my sales team to go out and do it? Do I put like an online offer out there? You know, it kind of helps you build out the bigger picture and make that kind of business decision that you're looking to do. So just to reiterate, all of this is fully customizable. It can also be accessed anywhere from the cloud. So even if someone is out traveling, they don't need to rely on being in one centralized location to access all of this data. They can get it as and when they need to. So for example, if you are going out to visit a customer, what you can do is here, I've got Walk on Wood as my client for this example. I can click on their account number here. I can open up a customer scorecard. This then allows me to go in and tell me everything I need to know about this customer. So do they owe us money? Like, how are they performing? Where are they based if I am going out to see them? But, you know, just getting all these different kind of insights to who they are. That's not something that people might be, they might not have access to it already, or maybe they've never thought to ask for it. So again, it's empowering kind of new directions, because for sure in different businesses I've spoken to, they might not be aware of kind of their existing customer spending patterns. Maybe there's different factors, times of year. If it's a retail business with seasonal purchasing, maybe it kind of allows you to trigger alerts to say, right, this is the time of year I need to go and engage with them. Because you can also set that up as well. So people, yeah, they might not want to always click in. They might be too busy or whatever it may be. So if I just come back to the dashboard as well, just a key thing to note is everyone can be kind of subscribed to them. And as Daniel kind of mentioned about the alerts earlier as well, people can be alerted to any kind of changes. You can set your own parameters, your own risk appetite. So people can just easily straight into their inbox, be made aware of any kind of changes from a positive or a negative outlook. But that's all good. This is kind of where it all looks pretty and nice and visualized, kind of helping you piece together that storytelling aspect and the organization. But where this is all created, where it stems from, is within our data grid. And you can easily just go in and analyze any of these widgets through the arrow here, or by selecting the analytics tab here on the left-hand side, which I've already got one open here in true Blue Peter fashion. Here's one I made earlier. But here we have, yeah, the data grid. And this is where you're really going to start seeing the power of Phocas, because what we have here is, this is where the ability to slice and dice the data comes in. So you can tailor the view, do your on-the-fly ad hoc requests here. So in this scenario, what I'm looking at is I'm looking at all the customers that have bought from me. I can see the month-on-month performances as I wish. I can always change those periods around if I wanted to. So if I wanted to look at different time frames. I can also here on the left-hand side pull directly in from my Sage integration is I've got all my different dimensions. So I can see things in a different light. So here I might want to look at a product class. So these are all my typical types of products. So let's say I'm always selling illumination. But for the illuminations, I have a cross-selling opportunity, because for the illuminations, people need to be able to turn on my lights. So here I can then also select my controls. So these are cross-selling opportunities, pop them into a matrix mode. And within a couple of clicks, I've automatically managed to segment these two together. So then if I go back into my customer list, I can see who's bought one and not the other, or I can see the variances. So if I just kind of flip this on its head, filter the controls, I want to see all the people who have bought the illumination products, but they haven't bought the controls. So I now know I need to contact these clients and then instantly kind of engage with them to have that cross-sell opportunity. And that's one of the really fastest ways you're going to start seeing a return on these options here. So that's kind of about getting on top of everything, being inquisitive, being proactive. But there's also kind of the other avenues as well, where, as I mentioned earlier, you can see where things are based in stock, different warehouses. So we can always filter by that. And again, you might be responsible for certain ones, not the other. We can do that by the different territories. So you've got all of these options, and all of this is coming direct from your ERP. Just want to kind of point out the AI option here, because usually what I typically would do, if I just go into my customer ship to, I'd usually like to create a customer declining report. And how I could do that is by changing the mode up here and kind of seeing a variance. So I can see like individual clients month on month kind of spend. However, what I like to do now is with the Phocas AI option here at the top, I can just simply go, show me my declining customers for last 3 months, let's say. So maybe someone who hasn't bought from that period, I can pop in that query. And what it then allows me to do is instantly see here a breadcrumb trail. So I'm seeing how it got to that decision. We're not just assuming that we know what's best. It allows you to kind of see it firsthand. So you can, also, of course, tailor it. Maybe if you wanted to add in different parameters or factors, you can easily just ask it a follow-up question. But you can easily see that here. And I've got my list of customers. But hey, I want to make it maybe make it look a bit more sexier, you know, easier on the eye, put it in that dashboard. So I'm going to go, can you chuck it in a chart for me? Or whatever. I can ask it to put it into a certain visualization. If I wanted to put it in a pie chart, whatever it may be, I can just ask it to do that for me. And maybe I want to show a comparison for last year, things like that. So you've got that capacity too. So that's just a very high level overview. I appreciate it's kind of very, there's so much I could go into, but for time's sake, I won't kind of dabble too much in there, because I really want to kind of showcase the financial statements part of Phocas as well. But please feel free to reach out, because I'd love to kind of understand more about your business and then maybe show you some different scenarios that might benefit yourselves. But if I just kind of move over now into the financial statements part, I'm going to start off in a dashboard like I did there for the analytical piece. But as I said, they're all very different. You can have as many as you like. But on this side, I'm going to look at it from a CFO perspective. Or you can have it set up as for the board to view it, or whoever needs to. So again, I'm able to see all my stats for the whole company, all the figures. But what I can do is if I wanted to only look at the UK arm, I could select that. And I can just focus in and just have a look at all the same stats, the same widget. But this is now just for that entity or that arm of the business, that division, that cost center, whatever you want. And again, there's a couple of other different kind of trends here. So gross profit trend, you've got your EBITDA margin as well on this side. You've got a snapshot of your P&L, balance sheet. We also have the capacity for AR and AP as well within Phocas, which I think a lot of people don't realize. Again, that consolidation piece, everything in one environment can exist. Cost center analysis, etc. But like I did with analytics, I want to go into the data grid. I want to slice and dice it. So I'm going to analyze the P&L. So if I just kind of hop into there, just takes me into the back, and it's just going to allow me to come in, and I'm going to start drilling down into my P&L, and I can do this in various factors. To start off with though, just to show you kind of some of the options here at the top, we can change like date ranges. You can kind of change the currency around if you have multiple entities abroad or whatever. We've got that capacity. But here at statements, we've also got different types of reports. So KPI report, P&Ls, balance sheets, cash flow, TBs, all of those there. But where a lot of people see the value here is you might have to present different P&Ls for different people, or people want to see different things. So we give you that option here to customize them. So if I just open that up, maybe I want to create a P&L just for the board. So I'll open this one up. I can easily come in here and I can add in my own calculations perhaps. I can hide certain stuff, you know, cut out the fat that they might not necessarily need to see. Up here at the top as well under accounts, I can also present different chart of accounts mappings as well. So if you need that for different reports, you can easily select those, whichever ones you wish, and you can map those accordingly. But just stepping back into the P&L, but hopefully you're kind of getting the idea that just everything I'm doing is just within a couple of clicks. So you can easily kind of change the way you're looking at things based on a need to do ad hoc analysis. So maybe you want to kind of compare how your various entities are. So I've got my column groups option here at the top. So maybe I want to go, let me see how my different types of, let's say, countries, nice and easy, or you could have it as your cost centers or your different entities. So for this sake, I'm going to say I want to see my UK and US arm of the business. I want to look at them side by side. So it makes it easy for me. And what I have here, I've got my total, so I can see the overall performance of the company. But then to the right, if I scroll over, I've got my UK arm of the business and I've got my US side. There's no data here because it is a demo set, but it just gives you the visualization opportunity so you can see it firsthand. What's also just important to reiterate the fact, all of this data is being driven from that Sage integration, but we can absorb and take on Excel spreadsheets, kind of alternative data as well, unstructured. So all of that can be incorporated as well. Last couple of things to note is, as I say, where this is coming in from Sage data, what we're also able to do is maybe if I wanted to look at the cost of sales, I can go into my figures here on the current and see what's making up that number. I can right click and I can go into transactions so I can see it line by line detail as well. And then if I just come back out here, you see we've got the AI bot as well there. So again, we could ask it queries, maybe if you wanted to drill down into that data any further, you're more than welcome to. And then the other charts up here at the top. So if you wanted to, you can easily create them and add them to the dashboard as you wish. But perfect. And then what this is always also doing, and we're not going to go into it today for the time's sake, but we also do have that budget and forecasting module, as Daniel kind of touched on and I've mentioned. So because all your budgets will automatically kind of pull through into Phocas 2. So you will have those options as well at the top. So if I just kind of move back into my P&L, see your budgets up here at the top, and we can easily use this data to drive and create budgets from here within Phocas.
I think you've run out of something, Rory.
Yeah, that was me wrapping up, Daniel. So thank you very much. But I'd love to go into more detail with anyone else should they afterwards. But Daniel, I'll pass it back over to you.
Excellent, thank you. Just a couple of quick seconds on this one, just a couple of slides I'm just going to ping up. So when they show, have a look at the box survey. If you haven't looked at it previously, it shows how we compare to the likes of Excel or various other solutions out there. We can share this information with anyone who's interested. It's worth having a look, and equally talking to some of our existing customers about their experience with Phocas. We'd just love to have an opportunity to speak with you. So I'm going to hand over to Jeremy. Thank you very much for having us. 30 minutes was a whistle-stop tour. Really do appreciate it.
Brilliant, Daniel and Rory. What an incredible journey in 28 minutes. That must be a record. So thank you again for everyone who's joined. As Daniel and Rory have both said, and I will endorse, the best way of taking this forward is really to have a one-to-one where we can get to know you a bit more, look at your own personal situations as to how you might see Phocas working. We have customers already using Phocas here at X3 Consulting, so they won't hesitate to endorse and talk to you more about that as well. So please reach out, and thank you for your time today. We will share the content of today with you all, and look forward to catching up with you soon. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.